Please.
Okay, hello and welcome to our very first part of two series. One is the building adventures in Pathfinder, and the second is our Lord of the Rings characters. So today we are going to be working on everybody's favourite, Gandalf the Grey. So you would think that I would be doing a couple of things like, human, because he was human, and maybe, I don't know, hermit, because that's kind of very much what he was like, and wizard, because, he was a wizard. But no, we are not actually going to be doing that today. We are going to be building a lore-friendly Gandalf, based on who and what he was. There is also a bit of a disclosure. We are going to be creating him using the Ancestral Paragon rules found in the Game Master's Guide. Okay, so that basically means he starts with 2 ancestry feats and he gains 1 every odd level instead of every second odd level. So let's get stuck into this. We go up to here. What are we going to do? Well, I kind of lied. We are actually going to do human, because he did come to Middle Earth under the guise of a human. So let's have a look at the ancestries for humans. Okay, we can ignore a lot of this. What we need is the second page in. It gives us our hit points. So to begin with, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, to begin with, our hit points will be 8. So we just put that there as a temporary figure. Our size is medium. So we go to here, MEDIUM. Okay, our speed is 25 feet. So we go down to here and we have 25 feet. Oh, it actually already says feet there, so we can ignore 25 feet there. Okay, we get 2 free ability boosts. Well, I am going... let me go up to my actual stats. I am going to be giving him the following. Do I have draw tools here? Nope. We'll start off with everything on 10. I'm going to be giving him an ancestral boost of charisma and then a second one of dexterity. Okay, next thing is languages. Well, he knows common. Ah, come on, there we go. Languages are just under the skills. We go common. We can also choose, he knows Elven, and he knows Dwarven. Easy peasy. Our traits, human and humanoid. Go back up to here. Traits are human and humanoid. And what else do we get? Well, I believe that's it. Humans do not have any form of vision. We will get some more languages, additional languages equal to our intelligence modifier. At this stage, don't worry about it. Okay. That is good. So our very next stage, sorry, I actually have quite a doozy cold, so I am a little bit away with the fairies. But our very next stage we do is we choose our heritage. Alright, This is going to be the unusual thing. We are not going to be choosing a heritage of a skilled or a versatile or any of the other heritages found in the Lost Omens guide. We're going to be jumping over to the Advanced Players Guide and choosing Planet Skyon Asmar. Now, the reason for that is, to begin with, Gandalf was not in fact human. He was a Maiar, which is one of the celestial beings who was present during the creation of Middle-earth. He then got sent down as Isutra by the Valar, by the Valar or from Valar. Blah, blah, blah. I think, yeah, when the Valar decided to send the Order of Isutra, known as the Wizards, to Middle-earth, he joined them. Well, he was one of the ones sent, okay? So that is actually his original name, Olorin. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably screwing that up. So, let's choose Asmar as our heritage. We scroll all the way down. Our heritage is going to be Asmar. Okay, that is all done, but what do Asmar get? Well, we carry on going. Asmar is an uncommon heritage. We actually start with low light vision. So we do get some form of dark vision. It's low light vision. That seems a bit unusual. Low light. I don't know why that's shrinking like that. It doesn't matter. It's back up. Okay, in that case, like that. Better. Sometimes the PDFs go a bit wonky. That's fine. That is our low light vision done. What else do Asmars get? Well, if we choose a versatile heritage in Pathfinder, we get to choose our feats from both our basic heritage and our versatile heritage. So let's start off with the human feat we are going to choose. We are actually going to go with general training. The reason for getting this, it will be obvious fairly soon, but we'll put our feat 1 is general training, which gives us a first level feat. Alright. Okay, we can go over to our feats, and there is one in particular I definitely want to get at first level. We scroll all the way down. We are going to go for weapon proficiency. The reason for this is our class is only going to have basic weapons or simple weapons, but Gandalf actually uses a longsword. He uses the elven longsword of Glamdrine. Is it Glamdrine? No, Orcrist was the one that Thorin had. Glamdrine is his primary weapon. And if he were to go with his standard race and options, he would not be able to wield that. So we are going to go weapon proficiency as a bonus feat. All nice and simple. Our very second feat is we go over to the AGP, Ancestors. I'm going to choose Angel King because that is going to give us multilingual skill feat, which gives us 2 extra languages we can choose from, and the Celestial language. Now this is going to be very important for Gandalf. Okay, Angelkin. And that will give us, where is the multi-skill? Multilingual. And we scroll down to here, weapon proficiency, multilingual. We can have a look at the multilingual feat by having a search for multilingual. Okay, legendary linguist, here we go. So what it is, you can pick this up and you learn an additional language each time. The first time you get it, you learn 2 languages, alright? Very, very handy. So with those 2 extra languages plus our Celestial, we are going to go and grab Celestial. We're going to go with the Shadow Tongue. T-O. That's not how you spell tongue. And what else are we going? Well, Shadow Tongue and Undercommon. Mordor. I believe Shadow Tongue was the speech of Mordor, but we'll do Mordor anyway. Did I spell Dwarven wrong? No, I didn't. Okay, this also gives us trained in society. So let's give ourselves trained in society. I believe that is everything we have. Yes, yes it is. Okay, so our ancestry is done. Time to move to our background. So Pathfinder is pretty easy. You go on A, B, C, ancestry, background, class, and that's how you build a character. Our background we are going to choose today is going to be... Did I actually even choose that? No, I didn't. So we go over to here. We go to backgrounds, and we scroll down a bit. We are going to choose emissary. Okay, the emissary background gives us a bolster to intelligence or charisma and a free one. Well, I'm going to choose charisma. So you can probably guess what class I'm going for. And I'm going to choose another one in dexterity. It also gives us society and a law skill related to a city you want visit often. We're going to fudge that a tiny bit. He is going to be very, very well versed in Mordor lore. And it gives us society. Well, we actually already know society, so we get to choose another one. A very good one to be going for would probably... I'm going to go for intimidation, in all honesty. Because there were a lot of points in the movies and the books where he got very intimidating, casting shadows behind him, all that stuff. Alright, we also get the multilingual feat once again. So we scroll all the way down, multilingual feat, ×2. Now this is going to give us, yet again, one more language to choose from. So we've chosen the key ones, Common, Elven, Dwarvish, Celestial, Shadow Tongue, Mordor. What other one can we choose? I don't honestly remember very many other languages from that, but there were the Easterlings. I'm not sure what particular language they had, but we'll go with the Easterlings. And that is that, not actually there. We get it in our background. Super simple. Background is often the easiest one to choose from. Okay. We've done our ancestry. We have done our background. We can now move on to... that's what I had the background set on. Emissary right there. That was silly of me, wasn't it? Okay, well, we'll jump back to human for you. It's time to go to classes. So what class are we going for? Well, we are going for... I should have scrolled this up to the top, so it was a big surprise, but it's probably not a surprise if you know Pathfinder. We are going to go for a sorcerer. Now, the core reason for this, yes, Gandalf was wise and spent a lot of time reading and could cast spells, and he was called a wizard. But in game terms, he's not really a wizard. He gets all of his power from his ancestral bloodline, i.e. the fact that he's an Isutra. He doesn't study magic. He spends most of his studies studying Mordor and Sauron and studying the land and talking to the people. So I'm going to choose a good old sorcerer for him. Sorcerer. Let's not do that. And alignment, we're definitely going to have to go for lawful good. deity. We're not actually going to choose a deity because I couldn't really find too many things on the deity. Well, I suppose you could call him the Valar, so yeah, it's good enough. I don't even know if that's how you spell it. V-A-L-A-R. I'm getting good at spelling these days. What's happening? That will give us 2 more points to spend on charisma. Okay, what else does the sorcery get? Well, it gets 6 plus your constitution. So we're going to go 8. We're going to add 6 to it, which will give us 14, but initial proficiencies, we get trained in perception. So our perception is here. We get trained in that. We get trained in fortitude and reflex with an expert at will. So that's fortitude, reflex, expert at will. You can go both if you want, or just the highest. I'm going to actually go both, just so you know what it is. We get skilled. You are trained in 1 or more skills determined by your bloodline, and then 2 plus your intelligence. Okay, well, we don't quite know what that is yet. We are trained in simple weapons and unarmed attack. That's just going to be simple. We are trained in unarmed defense. And we are trained in our spell attack roll. Okay, so trained in our class DC and our spell attack roll. It is on the 4th page, so you go all the way down. Trained in that and trained in spell DC. Alright, now before we continue along with the sorcerer, we actually have to go and choose our final 4 upgrades. With that, I'm going to bolster charisma to 18, giving me a +4. I am actually going to give a strength of 12, giving us a +1. I'm happy-ish with dexterity. I am going to choose wisdom to give us a +1 on that. Do we need much more intelligence? He was very, very wise, and he was kind of fairly smart, so you know, I think I want a little bit more health at this stage, and let's just, yeah, you know what? Let's do that. So, +2 for our dexterity, our constitution is going to be a +1, and our intelligence is going to be a +1, giving us 1 more language. I really don't know what else there was. There's so many other languages. Feel free to choose it. So, our hit points is 8 plus 6 plus 1, giving us 15 in total. Now we have no armor, so our item bonus will be 0. We are trained in it, which gives a proficiency. If you want to know what proficiencies there are, have a look up here. So trained gives 2 plus your level, which will be 3, a cap of 0, and a dex of 2 gives us 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 AC. He doesn't use a shield at all, so no need in changing that. We can go with these here. So once again, proficiency of 3, will save, however, is 5. Wisdom will be 1, giving us a will save of 6. Our dexterity is going to be 2, giving us 5 reflex, and our constitution is 1, giving us 4 fortitude. Once again, do all the same here. We are only trained in our perception, which gives us 3, plus our wisdom of 1, giving us a grand total of 4 for our perception checks. I am partially tempted to bolster the wisdom up a bit, but I think we need the AC to survive. Okay, our key score is going to be 4. Our proficiency is 3, giving us 17 by our class DC. And scrolling right down to the spells, it is the same thing here. So it's going to be 17 because our key is 4 and our proficiency is 3. Key 4, proficiency 3. And that is going to be our spell attack roll of 7. We are a spontaneous caster, so we tick that. We don't know anything else yet, so let's get stuck in and work on that. So, with sorceries, you get bloodlines. Your bloodline, I mean, it's obvious what I'm going to go for, but your bloodline you can choose is aberrant, the first, yeah, aberrant, angelic, demonic, diabolic, draconic, elemental, fey, hag, imperial, and undead, as well as sorceries in here, in the advanced player's guide. Get genie, psychopomp, shadow, and nymph. Well, we don't really actually need any of those. What we are going for, obviously, is angelic. So we are going to go with our angelic bloodline. And that is going to go angelic bloodline. Our second feature we are going to have will be sorcery spellcasting. Is that not how you spell sorcery? It is not either. Sorcery spellcasting. And unfortunately, unless we chose, there is general training. You can go, if you wanted, the core rulebook human. Humans do actually get, I think, natural ambition. If you choose that, it gives you a first level class feat for your class. We don't have access to that, so we don't get a feat at level 1. All spellcasters are the same. They do not get any first level feat. So we don't have to worry about any feats with our classes, but let's have a look at what our angelic bloodline gives us. Okay, so bloodline spells. That gives us a spell list. It tells us where we're pulling our spells from. It gives us our bloodline spell, granted spell, blood magic, and all this sort of cool stuff. We're going to go down to angelic. Here we go. So we are actually going from the divine list. Scrolling all the way down and further, we choose divine magic. We get diplomacy and religion. So we go all the way back up. Diplomacy and religion, and based off our sorcery we get 2 plus our intelligence modifier. Our intelligence modifier is there, so we get 3 more we can choose. I am going to choose Arcana. I am going to choose, we've got Society. What else is it? I'm actually going to choose Nature, and I'm going to choose a bit of Stealth for him. Okay, 3. For some reason I managed to pick... No, not Stealth, sorry, it was Survival. That was it. So that's everything we are trained in, but let's continue our bloodline. Granted spells, at first level we get Light. So, scrolling down to here, we get Light. And all spells for sorceries are prepared, for sorcerers. Okay, we also get Heal. And what else do we get? Bloodline spell. Our initial one is going to be Angelic Halo. So this is actually our focus spells. We get Angelic Halo as a focus spell. Probably not going to use it too much. I never really envisioned him using too many focus, but we start off with 1 focus point. Maximum you can have is... Sorry, that's going to be there. Maximum any character can have is 3. Hello there, Yusuf. Okay, cantrip level 1. Now scrolling back up, we can see we have 5 cantrips and 3 first level spells. We've already had our first 2 spells dictated to us. Yusuf has found me on his TV, so he's coming to chat. That's all good. I'm happy for you to chat. Okay, spells to choose from. We have so many spells. Like, really a huge amount of spells. But our cantrips, we get 4 cantrips to choose from. We are not going to choose No Direction because, let's face it, he got lost in the Mines of Moria. We're simply not going to choose that. We are actually going to choose Divine Lance. So Divine Lance, we put there. I'm going to put a little bracket H, so we know that this spell can get heightened. We can then also go and, this is one thing I really love about the Pathfinder core rulebook, is we can say, hey, look at all this sort of stuff. It gives you all of the information for the spell without having to know much. Light is heightened as well. I didn't know that. Light is make an object glow. We all know he done that. Okay, what else can we choose from? I was seriously thinking of giving us guidance, which basically lets us improve a roll coming up. I'm thinking of Forbidden Ward. So that's going to help protect a character, because Gandalf, he didn't really have too many actual combat spells. Most of his stuff was primarily helping others. Okay, and was there an illusion spell? Nope, I don't think illusion is a spell here, so let us go with Prestidigitation. And that there, perform minor magical tricks, you know, just little things like making fireworks explode, that sort of cool stuff. Okay, so those are the cantrips he has. He has Divine Lance, which will do damage, and everything else is kind of helping other people, which is kind of his forte. He's really good at helping other people. We can now go to first level spells for... Yes, we get 3. We've already given ourselves heal, so we don't have much else to do. I'm going to think... I was thinking of giving him harm, because that's pretty much... You know, it just doesn't feel like him. I am going to choose fear, however. He did use fear quite a few times, especially if you can remember the scene where he is talking to Frodo. No, he's not talking to Frodo. He is talking to Bilbo, and he makes himself grow. He adds, you know, shadow through it, and he freaks Bilbo out. That is a fear spell if I've never seen one before, and I probably haven't, at least not in real life. Okay, heal, and that is a heightened spell. Fear was heightened as well, wasn't it? Yeah, fear was heightened. And I'm seriously thinking bless. It just helps other people. Actually, you know what? No, I'm thinking not bless. I'm thinking lock. Now, it's not obvious in the movies, but in the book, in the Mines of Moria, when the Balrog first comes, Gandalf actually casts a spell on the door, which shuts the door, locks it, and, you know, no one can get through. The Balrog then uses his magic to blow the door open. Gandalf's a bit taken back and said, I haven't seen anything with this amount of magic. He casts a spell, and the door shuts and locks again. Balrog blows it up. It happens a few times, and effectively the whole wall crumbles around this door. So I'm going to choose lock. Okay, make a lock hard to open. Well, duh. And there we have it. All of his spells done. Sorcerers are pretty good. They can pretty much cast 3 spell slots per day of any type, whereas wizards generally have to put a spell into a slot. He has 1 damage dealer. He can make light glow. He can help people by, giving them a bit of guidance on rolls, encouragement, that sort of stuff. Whoop, I don't know why that done that. He can protect allies against enemies. He can perform little magical tricks. He makes the doors locked. He can heal people. He can fear people. It pretty much is Gandalf all over. And last thing to do will actually be his items. Yeah. This is what I love about Pathfinder. It's super quick. We've been here half an hour and we've already got a character pretty close to done. Sorry, not that. We also do have this. Okay, so strength of 1, dex of 2. So let's put dex 2. Strength 1. We'll do all the dex saves. That's going to be 4. Athletics strength 1. Dex 4, dex 4. Now what else do we have? Charisma is +4. 4 and 3. 4, 1, 1. Basically everything else is 1, isn't it? Okay, survival is going to be sitting at a +4. And, society +4. Wisdom +4, performance 4, occultism 1, nature 4, medicine 1, Mordor lore is 4, intimidation is going to be up at 7, diplomacy at 7, deception is 4, crafting is 1, and arcana is, whoops, I did actually put knowledge onto that. That's going to be a 4. He's good at intimidating his enemies. He's good at talking to people and getting them to come around. He's fairly good at a lot of other stuff and mediocre-ish at others, but he's a well-rounded character. So what are you? Yes, hello, Yusuf. I see you're still talking. Yes, there is so much stuff in here. This game has so much. Oh, remember I chose... Right down here, I did choose weapon proficiency. That gives him proficiency in martial weapons. Okay, very last thing is we go over to equipment. Well, armor. He can't wear armor. So I'm going to give him his explorer's clothing. The key reason for that is explorer's clothing still actually gives you the ability to put runes on your armor. He's going to be wearing it. Let's see, worn items, explorer's clothing. It had a bulk of a large, which gives us a bulk of 0.1 at the moment. Oh yes, don't forget to add these in. So his max bulk limit is 6. His max is 6, sorry, his encumbered... No, max is 11, encumbered is 6. Okay, we're not going to worry about gold, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to kit him out how I see fit. Alright, we can ignore shields. He does not use a shield. So go all the way down. Weapons. This is the big one. We've got all this stuff. Okay, his fist, we're not going to roll that. He didn't really have much there in a dagger or anything like that. I never saw him with a dagger, at least. He does, however, have a staff. So we're going to give him a staff. Scroll all the way up. Primary weapon is his staff. And that has double F in it, does it not? It does too. Okay, trained in staff. So his proficiency will be 3. Now staffs use a strength of 1. This is why I gave him a bit of strength. Otherwise, he's just going to be useless at everything, melee-wise at least. He's going to have a attack bonus of 4. The dice for that is 1d4 bludgeoning. So we do d4. We change that to bludgeoning damage. and his strength of 1, which will mean he'll roll a 1d4 and add 1 to his strength. The traits of the weapon are two-handed d8. Means if he's ever using his staff in two hands, he can actually roll a d8 on his attack roll, on his damage roll. The next thing he's going to have is a bastard sword. The key reason I've chosen this is because there are many times where he is actually swinging it two-handed and quite a few times where he's swinging it one-handed. Oh, did he ever use it two-handed? No, he primarily actually dual-wielded his sword. Oh, I think my wife is telling me to hide my bookmarks. Yes, I actually probably should get into that. So there we go, bookmarks hidden. Yeah, I'm actually going to choose longsword. Not bastard sword, longsword. And now, oh, what was a staff? A staff's weight was pretty insignificant. Nope, a staff's weight was 1. So we go all the way down. Readied items was a staff. And that has a bulk of 1. He then has a longsword. That also has a bulk of 1, does it not? Yes, it does. Giving us a carry bulk of 2. Ah, you said it. Oops, sorry, Yusuf. Okay, we do need to find what is his weapon. Does it actually give his weapon here? It was Glamdring. Look at that. So I'm going to write all the way up in this one, not longsword, I'm going to write Glamdring. Okay, he's trained in it, proficiency of 3, strength of 1, giving us a +4 to his attack. His damage dice for the longsword is 1d8 slashing. So we're going to go d8. We're going to go slashing. Now, it does have piercing as well, versatile P. I'm just going to ignore that and just tick on piercing there. Okay, we ignore weapon specialization because we don't have weapon specialization. There's no other damage that we have added onto it, so it has no other traits. And that is about Gandalf done. A nice simple build for today. His armor class is mediocre, but don't forget he's not a frontline combatant. However, people do get frontline with him. Glamdring will bring them down. His spell DC is pretty high. He's fairly decent at skills. I think this is kind of a good reflection of what and who Gandalf was. So I am going to look at calling it there. We are going to look at leveling him up a bit later on. We might do a level up mission of, we'll have, this will be Gandalf the Grey. I'll make that clear. And this will be Gandalf up to the Mines of Moria. We will then have a Gandalf the White in the Battle of Helm's Deep, and then a Gandalf the White at the Battle of Pelennor Fields. But I'm still pretty crook, so I'm going to call it quits there today. So thank you all who were watching me. I hope you enjoyed this Gandalf build. I will be putting the level 1, 5 and 10 up online for you to watch. So thank you and farewell.